Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed by our guests on Workers' Rights 868 broadcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of our program or its hosts. We do not endorse or take responsibility for the accuracy, completeness,
or reliability of any information, statement, or advice shared by our guests. Listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research and seek professional advice before making any decisions based on the information provided during our program. Workers' Rights 868 broadcast is not liable for any loss or damage that may arise from the use of or reliance on the information presented during our program.
Right. Good evening, TNT. And today we are going to have a very interesting conversation with a member of the public. Just by random. This thing here not scripted. Now this thing would have come on the heels of one of the biggest drugs bust in Trinidad. And something about this very funny. And not only I alone would have had this, this type of suspicion. And for just those who don't know about it, they say this is the largest drug bust by the TTPS. $234 million. Over 168 kilos of cocaine worth to be $234 million was seized by the TTPS on Thursday, the 18th May 2023 in Chaguaramas. The TTPS observed a black SUV with 3 occupants in the vehicle entering a car park of a hotel in Chaguaramas at about 1:20 p.m. Now the questions we would have put out to the public concerning the incident, that same incident, is just all we asking is this, if this was one of the biggest drug busts in Trinidad, we asked 5 questions. Why wasn't the 3 occupants' name called? Why wasn't the hotel name called in Chaguaramas? Why wasn't the license plate number shown of the SUV? Is the biggest drug bust a hoax and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago tricked to believing it was real? Or is it real, but the government laws in TNT is made to protect the big fish? Now these are the questions that we asking. And we have a member of the public here in which, we was observing, we were listening. And just so you know, it's not scripted. I said no the person name. And we just had about 2 or 3 conversation. But go ahead, member of the public, and let me hear your views concerning this, because it's sounding funny. And from what I hear from you, it sounds funny too.
Yes, good evening. I am remaining anonymous. People who know me would know my voice. But let me get straight into it, right? First thing I hear people saying that it is not lawful that when you apprehend somebody, you're supposed to pick them before they are charged, which we understand, right? But you can't be doing it all the time. And just for this one case, you're not doing it, right? 1. 2, I was told that the sources that may have leaked photos in the past will not have police sources, which I understand. But you can't tell me that some of these sources don't have police leaks themselves. I'm just getting to the only different points that people trying to make why they just put the pictures and are trying to add it up, right? So now, the TTPS is under fire because crime is out of control in the nation. And the reason we are questioning anything that's happening in here is because it is questionable. You cannot question things that are not questionable. It is questionable to know that if a man snatch a wallet, you see it in a WhatsApp group, you see the man's face, You actually see in the picture of the man in freeze motion while he's running, and then they're going to get some picture where his family have of him, and I don't know where it came from. But all of a sudden, in this specific case, where they get 234, all right, they don't want to place people's photos until they get charged, but they were caught in the act. They were caught with the illegal substances on them. So by right, they are guilty. Okay? So explain to me now how and why police not putting these fellas or ladies' faces out. We need to know who these people are. Just like if a man is a rapist, we would want to see his picture. Because you don't want to know there's a rapist living in your community. All the time. The police know where he looks like, but you don't know where he looks like because not really see the picture and your daughters and them free in the community. That is madness. I would like to know what criminals look like. I would like to know who to look out for. Because they would do their crime, they would go and make the jail for their 6 months because realize it is a routine now. You make jail for 6 months, you get in bail for things that are not bailable, and you're coming out. When you're inside, you're networking. So your crimes are getting bigger, and then you're coming out and nobody knows who you are because they're not posting your picture. We need to know who they are.
And you know what's funny about this? This $234 million drug bust in an SUV. How much drugs this thing could hold? A van. 234 million. This thing real different, you know? How much drugs could hold there? And yes, you make a very interesting point, you know? If these are the people that was caught in the act, we catch them, we catch the three occupants driving in a vehicle. Why members of the public is not informed? Hey, this is who it is. They were caught in the act. You make a very intelligent observation.
And let me just say one more thing too. It might be harsh for some people to hear, but I believe in speaking truth and speaking reality. We wouldn't have all these questions, my brother, if the people or the powers that be themselves were not questionable. If we were not finding, let me start from the top, if we were not seeing people's homes being invaded by people wearing police uniforms. You understand me? If we're not seeing crime scenes with spent shells marked TTPS and TTDS, where no police was on the scene, no soldier was on the scene, but the shells on the scene. If we are seeing police walking in our business establishment, taking money from the proprietor and walking out under tax, we will ask questions. Everything will become questionable because the people to protect us, we have to question them now. I keep saying, if you have a child that is accustomed to telling you the truth, Daddy, I went so and so, I went so and so. Okay, and you take that. But if you have a child that is only when you drill them, you don't get the truth. When they tell you something, you have to take it without it just so you have the question. You must question because it's something out of the ordinary. If we are accustomed to seeing pictures of criminals who either they committed the act or are alleged to have committed the act, the pictures is plastered all over WhatsApp. All of a sudden now, the police are then so professional, nothing was leaked. You understand? All of a sudden, nothing was leaked. I want to say we need to get back to a place of security where we don't have, and that's the thing, where we don't have ministers of national security saying that it's not their job to make the people of the country feel secure. When security is a word in your job title. Understand where I'm coming from, brother? It hurts me because I know we live in a paradise. It hurts.
Because when you hear, I know you just deviate a little bit concerning where the Minister of National Security, and that is on record, come out and say it's not his job to make people say, but when you hear somebody saying that, now, we know you is not the man that really going down there and operating like a police. We don't expect you to do policing work. But we expect you to form the structure in which to put together plans that could eradicate this problem that we have in here in Trinidad, because home invasion gone up, homicide gone up, burglaries, robberies, all these things gone up. Watch that, the type of crimes that we have in Trinidad, I don't want to stereotype nobody, you know. But we know that ever going on. We used to say, if we see man chopping off and thing, we be saying that Venezuelans do that. That's the country that we live in. I ain't stereotyping nobody. But now, can we honestly say, no, in Trinidad, is them alone doing that? We can't say that.
But so anytime you are living in a place where you are afraid to open your door for the police because the police don't bound to be the police, we have problems. Anytime you are living in a state where a leaked memo could come out telling post officers, you know, people who deliver your important mail, your bill, telling them don't wear jerseys with certain numbers or else you will die. We are living in a serious time, my brother. And as I said, it hurts me for the children, you know, not for me, you know, because we grew up nice, you know. We get the last of the nice days, you know. Where you can go outside and play football in the street and bust your toe on the pavement.
Yeah, boy.
Those days are no more because your children could be playing in the road and a drive-by could take place or a man could pass and see his enemy. So we need to know, hear what I say, right? Plaster their faces. If they are criminals, plaster their faces and make them uncomfortable. Make it hard for them to walk about because everybody notices and say, but he's a raper man boy, or he's a this boy. If they change their life, they have to prove it. And they would not have to go through all that if they didn't do nothing wrong in the first place. So make them uncomfortable. Plaster their face so you catch them in the act. Plaster their face. They are making us uncomfortable.
You see, I mean, something about this real fishing. Because between me and you, I'm sure you would have known about the Bernadette James report. Now that it had a big report, and we know the whole story with Patrick Manning with Yasuma Abubakar concerning it.
Right.
It had a report concerning that. We didn't know where it went. But however, coming into this 21st century here, the last set of dread police kind of misbehavior was when they did shoot the man that had the hand up in here. The plaster the face, the plaster the officer face, we catch them, we ain't think. What going on with this case here with this $234 million, the biggest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and all of a sudden, yeah, what we knowing? We knowing there's 3 person in a SUV. We knowing there's a hotel. Where is the places to connect these things to?
No, hear me. With the hotel, with the establishment and everything, I could understand people want to know where, but they would not be responsible. Because I could check in your hotel to do anything. You would know. Your business is just to collect my money and know that they pay, right? So, but I know as a police officer, me myself, if I were a police officer in the country where crime is so dread and rampant right now, I would want to be standing side by side with these criminals in a photo next to the cocaine to let people know, hey, that people out there working still. Have some faith in us. But why? But not even the number plate of the vehicle. If there was a robbery and they catch the picture of the car driving off, the number plate is plastered. Now I understand it wouldn't be the police who is plastering the number plate. I understand that. It would be other media sources. But you cannot tell me that these same media sources do not have friends in the police who they went to school with or whatever, however they know them, who would send them pictures from our crimes.
And you see, the next thing to it, all kind of ministers' son and thing did get caught up when they did put the minister's son there that they with the boat issue.
Right.
The puppy face.
Okay.
His face was outside there. Now a next thing they did find marijuana by Kamala Place. They put up that she was a prime minister. Now these men and them, these 3 occupants and them, who them know in the public, or who big boy friend know that the face not outside here. And if you could put up somebody who was a prime minister and who is the leader of the opposition, the Pope Anel Roberts at time, I mean, is a legend. We know. You understand? Who these fellas and them know.
And that is what they need to understand. That is what making the citizens question the whole scenario. Okay, we're glad on the gate. But the way it's looking now I'm a fan that has watched a lot of movies. I'm not saying this is how it is, so nobody don't quote me. But the way it's looking now is like a movie. It's like when they take things out of the evidence room, put it in place to make things look good, and we have a random, because even self, all right, you don't want to put the people on them face because that is investigation thing. So a number plate go soil investigation. Or is it that the car is registered to somebody that you don't want us to know about?
Huh.
Because I don't understand why you're right, you're not putting on the people's face because they haven't been charged yet. But what about the number plate? It's a black SUV. Like all this.
No, well, in the picture here that I'm seeing, yeah, it's a black SUV. That all you're seeing is in our officer by the door, some garbage bag inside, and it estimated the drug worth is 200. People, this is not, it's not 4 or 5 million in it. It's $234 million
I can answer that question.
in drugs in the back of an SUV. Hey, something about this now adding up in it.
When there has been a lot of WhatsApp groups, haven't you ever seen videos where men complaining? They're not showing their face, but they're complaining. Watch why I went and buy, and they open the packet what was supposed to contain marijuana, and it have all kind of stupid bush and all kind of thing in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So isn't it funny that we just seeing packets and garbage bags? Where was I saying that? They need to let us know what is going on. Because we are living in a state of pure crime. So we would want to know everything that could help us. The same way others could tell the officers and them don't wear 5, 6 and 7 jerseys. It's a warning to them because we, the police, can't be everywhere at the same time. We understand that. But it's missing to help themselves in the event that you all cannot take it. Will help us to know who these people are, to know which vehicles this is. Because I have known scenes where people get locked up, and when they reach in the station and they reach in the cell and the officer come by the cell and see who it is, no report was made, nobody is locked up, they get freed. You understand? So
you see, you raise a very interesting point. And you know, coincidentally, talks in the media was concerning the extension of the police commissioner time.
oh gosh.
And something about this thing not adding up to me. I know I can't say for sure. How come on the heels of this thing, this is what taking place here? Something not adding up. It ain't adding up at all. We know here was a kind of, I mean, who we know, he know. And who we know, don't want to know. We know that Trinidad, many people talk about this, that Trinidad is like a transshipment kind of location, like a kind of drug hub between, because we know plenty of the shipment that's passed through here. It ain't no scanners on the port and thing. So the police or the custom officers be checking these things randomly and hope they get through. Like every two, they can't check all. Every 2 containers, they pull it down, they check it randomly and hoping. We don't know if some of the people may have hacked the system and know who to talk to and know how to talk to them and know where they're living and these kind of things. By this thing getting so sick in Trinidad and Tobago, the people need answers. The people need answers.
That's all we want to answer. I would like to. You understand? I would like to know. And if it is as a process, we understand that. At least give it a number plate now. Give it some kind of ease. Don't just say we are right. We get 200 and something million worth in cocaine. That is what we have until well, let's wait. Let us wait and see who is who. Let us see. And who is to say in that, I just say TV thing again, who is to say in that time, the people who were held are not being switched? Men who don't know nothing about it and will have no chance to explain it, because all people will see is men who get all this cocaine and nobody will have any pity for them. Understand where I'm coming from? It's serious, you know? It's serious. Crime is a fast for anything, and I don't think people understand the levels that scientists reach. I don't think people understand that at all, and the reach that the people in crime just have. Imagine this is something I was always concerned about. We have political leaders here and journalists calling gang leaders community leaders.
Yeah, boy.
And that just worry me. What are we telling the children?
It looking like if it appearing to be like if they're telling the children according to you, because I had an issue with that, and I'm glad they raised up that. Like you're telling the children and them, oh, people, it's okay to be a gang leader.
But we have children right now aspiring to be gang members. We have children aspiring, nobody. How much children are asking right now where they want to be when they grow up, and they want to be doctor or lawyer or a long time thing.
And you know, seeing that we on this topic. Yeah. Now I want to shift gears a little bit, because this is our next topic that the people here having an issue with. Now the government that be would have just come just so and changed local election just so to and extend it. Now I would have looked over the case from the Privy Council, and to break it down in street man terms, the Privy Council with a rule that was wrong and harsh and oppressive in which the government would have done. That is not democracy. And if you was to go into the real meat of the bone, what they're saying is this: they cannot extend a period, and I'm telling you this in the public, they can't extend the period for local election when the period for local election done pass. Your hard was to extend the time within the 3 years span. If 3 years pass and you want to extend it after, then what you're extending? The next major point within the report was this: you're fooling. It's not democracy. The people would have voted for 3 years. You understand? You can't come and say, all right, we change it now, we go take our 4 years. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's madness. If I vote, all right, it come like this: I pay a lease for 3 years, and I just come and say, well, we extend the lease. Just so without my approval, we have to go back to the table. The people don't vote for the 3 years already. The only time that could be extended is when the period is over, and we go back to the drawing board and we see what's going on. We go carry it up to 4 years, and everybody agree on that. You can't just decide to do that just so. That is madness. That is not democracy in Trinidad.
Yeah, but that is the attitude that our government has, our present government. Because, I mean, I find certain things to be a bit disrespectful. Now, I don't really deal up much with the politics there, because it is very angry. But at some point, I just have to sit with it, because I have children.
Yeah.
Right? And how it is, would we have a minister of, let us say who it is, let us say what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You come on national TV and laughing at the citizens of this nation and saying riot yet. Laughing is like you're taunting us to riot. That is one. And then on top of that, the people who paved the way for us to be where we are, for us to own little land somewhere where we have, you know, your grandmother leave a little land for you. You coming on national TV and saying these people are becoming a strain on the economical society. So we want to do what you really want to you. You're not going to reach that stage at some point in time. So what are we to do as a nation? What are we to do? Who are we to turn to? Because the police, yes, I'm not saying all police bad. Let me get that straight one time. Because I know some good officers. I know people who are actually going out there and put their life on the line for people they don't know. But the other ones who rented the uniform, who giving out shell, who giving out bullets, who are we supposed to turn to? We have nobody. We learned in school respecting leaders, the elders, and those in authority. The elders these days teaching the youth to listen to bad influential music. The leaders these days, they're not really leading because they know here we are talking about. You understand? And those in authority, which are the leaders and the officers too, look what they're doing. So who are we to tell the youth to look to? Yeah, they look to God.
And you know where you say that is a serious fact, because we had to face reality here in Trinidad. How the bandits and them getting these police issued apparatus. How they getting the TTPS bullet? How they getting the clothes that was issued to our officer? Now, I was a member of the Defense Force. I had was to sign for my clothes, my shoes, everything. Everything is documented. And everything bears a serial number. Now, you can tamper with it, yes. But everything is documented. And why people coming in the middle of people house in the night and banging down saying police and they have one police apparatus? Now, this is a serious. I understand you, or I don't want to make the people start up panicking Trinidad and Tobago, you know. But I could say, within my opinion, that some of the killings that... Boy, let me leave that alone, eh? Let me leave that alone. I don't want to create no kind of pandemonium in people's mind. I don't want to do that. I feel it's just bandit alone doing killing in Trinidad. Telling you. I'm telling you the truth, brother. I feel it's so... Something about this boy. This police force. I mean, you say somebody... Yes, we know some of them good. I know some of them good personally. I know some of them saying, boy, you know how much time I asked for transfer because of the factor I was seeing going on in my department. Plenty of them asking for transfer because they would have come in there and meet a culture that they cannot change. And anytime they try something, they try to lick you up. Some of the times when people die cleaning the weapon in a station, we know. How could an expert who was trained to use a firearm and firearm smart know that when you're changing and loading a firearm, you used to face it to the ground or away from people? How come in a station he changed the firearm and it went off? It have people checking these guns on them all the time to see if it's good and them kind of thing, boy. So I don't know what games that they're playing with people. I know. I don't know. These things well maintained. And it's just that, you know what I'm saying, eh? We taking things too lightly in Trinidad. This thing here with this drugs thing, I don't know how to fathom it. I'm trying. But you, the public, or you come out and say, and you know, we decide to do a show concerning it. And it's up to Oya, we will be opening this line of communication with anybody because Oya should be able to voice your concern in it. And don't be afraid, we ain't paying up nobody. My partner here, as I say, I call him twice. Twice I call him. Now he would have said a lot of things he said about you was in the union and he would have talked. Brother, give me a little bit of experience that I mean, I want to know about you and what you stand for because I mean, you tell me I was in the union, I mean, you're talking, and very few people know, very few people, a matter of fact, could be honest. And you appear to be one of them. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How you see this Trinidad going? Where's your view of where you see that going on in the public domain? With the government, with the society at large, and you personally, where you stand for?
Alright. Personally, brother, we head into head in a hand basket. That is my personal opinion. Because look around. I just tell people right now, I don't believe this war is physical anymore. I believe people are being possessed. Because this is not the Trinidad and Tobago I know. This is not the Trinidad and Tobago none of us want. Where every day, every time you turn around, brother, is a murder. And it's some gruesome murders, broad daylight. But the most horrific ones is the ones where people invade in your home, but I just space that's supposed to be a sanctuary. And people invade in your home. That is I was Trinidad and Tobago, please on you. What is worrying me the most is what we just be willing to stand up for and protest for. The things we just be willing to go outside and light fire for. The people we just be willing to go outside and light fire for. You know, we just talk about loyalty. I'm going to switch it up a little bit here, you know, because this has to come in at some point. We just talk about loyalty. Everybody always talking about he ain't loyal, that one is loyal, and why they're saying that? Because they helped them do something in the past, And when time come and you needed help, they wasn't able to help you. So you know what that means? That means they're not loyal. But no man owes any man loyalty. I will repeat that. No man owes any man any loyalty, because at the end of the day, no man is responsible for you waking up in the morning and breathing and being able to go there and get a dollar. You understand? But how often do we wake up and pray? We are disloyal. Because the person who given us life, health, and strength to do good, we go out there and do bad, but we still getting blessed, you know? But we still getting life to go back out and do more good or more bad, even though we sin it. So we are not loyal. Back to the point now, because we had to talk about God too, you know?
Yeah.
We had to talk about God because, watch me, certain things were done, and it's a process I watch. From the time they stopped this corporal punishment in the school, my brother, that was it. That was it, because I am telling you, they stopped beating the children started beating the teachers. Them stopped, the teachers stopped beating the children started beating the teachers. And when they bring in the parents, talk to the parents about the children being the parents coming for fight.
Watch out. We here on the Workers' Rights Platform would have thought that it's only us, because when we pull the report, we don't want them to say it's regular randomness or coincidence that we see it. We would have tracked this thing straight from when they stopped corporal punishment in school, that the school system started to get out of hand. I don't know if it's just we and you seeing that it make him a pause raise. Because we didn't want it to come and blow the hole in it, because they say we just always bring out issues and we cajoling the public.
Yeah,
but we never had this conversation. You can tell them again, only twice we talk on the phone.
at the end of the day, brother, we had to follow the Bible too. And the Bible says, don't spare the rod and spoil the child. We will end up in problems. Big man, most of the time, we who live in the correct lives right now can tell you, is the fear we had for we parents, boy. You didn't even want to hear that your mother here, you do something wrong, because you know when she come home, you make sure. Now here it is. A mother going in her set and whining on she mister. Next to she daughter who whining on she man too. Here it is. The father would light a weed and pass it to his son. Like the stage we reach. We was never so. We was never so. People just talk about the music and nothing to do with the crime and the music, and we used to be stuck and music. Yes, but we had different parenting. Yeah. Our parents were not that young. Very young. It's children having children now. Children are having children, so nobody can teach nobody morals or values, because they didn't learn it themselves. We find you big, so mommy can't tell you that I don't make child already, you know, so me really. So you know, it's the real thing we had to deal with it.
You see, I mean, you talk about some of the children, sometimes between me and you, some people don't know how to separate and not put the love in front of them or the compassion in front of them in dealing with children. And with me, I mean, I was a young father, not young, but my first son, I would have had him when I was 28, and I didn't want that child. I did reach a point that I say, you know, I could take on father and a child and responsibilities. And you know, when the child started to grow, you love that child so much that when they're doing certain things that, I mean, you don't want them to be hurt, because you is the protector. When you hear them crying, you just feel something. But at the same time, you can't put your compassion in front of you, that when them do something wrong and it warrant punishment, that you ain't punish them.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing. I know that is a difficult realm, a different realm that we're going down into. I really want to go down in, because I'm passionate about it. And anytime you start to tell people about, hey, you as the parent wrong, is a bacchanal, you know? You know, certain parents don't want you to tell them that they're wrong.
No, you're mad. You could be wrong and use the parent, but at the end of the day, you're a human.
Yeah.
Big man, I just apologize to my children. If I book my son and my son tell me, no, Daddy, what is this one? So, I'm serious. Oh, sorry, Daddy, sorry, right? Because I remember being a child and getting booked innocently. And when I tell them it's not so, it's just like, alright, but that is hurt. They have feelings too.
Yeah, that is.
They are children. They're human too. But at the end of the day, all I want is leaders who care about country and citizens. You can't lead people if you don't care about it.
That's true.
That's the first thing you have to do is care.
And I don't want to bad talk Rowley, you know, but Rowley is a man you don't feel love as a prime minister. Now, you couldn't like the UNC if you want, that's your personal preference. But regardless of what allegation that may have been hanging over the opposition head, you used to feel that kind of love. You used to feel that kind of mother love. Now, we could go back in the past, you feel it from Manning. You feel it from all the contemporaries before. You used to feel the love of the prime minister on the citizens of the country. George Chambers, he was a man that, he was a little hard. They used to call him a taskmaster, but he was doing the correct thing. Because where it is, the oil boom thing that started up there, he did start to put things in place to where we reach today and gain something back from it as a country for ourselves. You understand? We not feeling no love. And that is despite, I ain't saying some of you maybe like the PNM, I ain't saying no, don't like that. But personally, from a man from Dr. Creed Christopher earlier, don't feel he not approachable. You ain't feeling that. Long time, Patrick Manning used to come around in all his school and thing. And I used to glad by that time I run and I hug up Patrick Manning. You could have talked to him, he come and, something that he said at time, he did come down Point Fortin. By the way, I from Point Fortin. He did come down on some school day and when he come to the school and he was talking, he was giving a life story. And after, I personally was watching him, he call, he say, yo, where watching me so far? And he hug me up and I shake his hand. I feel good. I didn't even know what to say. Yeah. You understand? A little child shaking the prime minister hand.
Yeah.
You don't even see them thing from these leaders.
Nah.
You ever hear that kid Rowley maybe going along in a school and no, you don't hear them thing. Where all of these things gone?
Times and people have changed drastically. Even going out has changed drastically because long time you would have going in the club, you would have going in a little upper level, a little fifth element. And when I sit in party night, you change your flows. And if you never want to dance with you, you're horror.
You talk about upper level, there, boy. It's a sando man.
No. They go. But one thing.
You was all down on the side, boy.
Yeah, so you would go in the dance and you would hear a little slow and you would hear the mix. But then between that, you would hear the slows and that's where the love comes in. You don't hear the party again, but you want to love again in the party. The music you listen to on the radio, how much of the music is singing about love or teaching you something positive? I have a problem with the radio teachers and all right now because at the end of the day, they have a responsibility too.
Yeah.
And it's not always about what the people want to hear, it's what is best for the people. We don't need to be hearing no gun songs right now in this time, brother. Look at it. Gaza and Gully, Cartel and Bombado, people starting to die down here, South Africa, you know that?
Yeah.
Right, okay, nice. Look at what's going on now. 675 numbers, people dying for that. I mean, let me get our own identity now, boy. Let me live in love, not like the country we live in. People that leave with them, living to come here. We live with people taking. You understand what I'm saying? We just be complaining about the sun and people just pay money to come here to get the sun. To lie down in that sun and take that sun because we them come from it cold. Let me appreciate what we have. Let me appreciate the brother. Let me appreciate the sister. Yes, teacher and some will clash. He's human. But I remember a long time you and a man get with the most happy. They bust your head or he bust your head. And next 2 days they're talking and drinking and liming again. But these fellas when they bust your head, they cannot come back.
Like cannot come back.
You understand?
They ain't busting the head with no stone, as they say.
Yeah. So we're not living in our time alone. Not living in our we not there, brother. You don't hear which is spies. You don't hear about Marley. You don't hear nobody speaking about love and righteousness. And I feel like the whole world, like all the leaders just want everybody to just get you to kill one another. Kill out. I don't know where it is, Jay. But we need to come out we know about the future, right?
Yeah.
What about them? What about them who watching all this? Daddy always in the cheek. What's up with the slippers and the vest and you always on the block? Daddy always on the block. I want to be like Daddy when I grow up. What about them? What about the early morning ride to go to school? The driver playing God song in your children's head for them to go to school. And we shocked when they start shooting in school. Let me be real. Let me be real. The same way forcing them because it's regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah. Every minute they get it in their head.
It's all regularly scheduled. So let me program some love to them. Let's set up now. For God, give you a choice. You don't have no choice. You had to actually download your music and play for your children. You had to sensitize your children. You have to do everything in your home to deal with your children, but you know what? They have to go to school. And when they go to school, they go and meet the child who mother and father not sensitizing them.
Yeah, boy.
So you work real hard on that here, and that's why you have to vex people when children get caught doing something like that. You blame the parents, blame it, not all the time. Most of the time it's because the parents working hard to bring in that money. They don't have the time to be around to watch the child. I know about that. My mother used to work ship when I was a youth man. It's a good thing she had sisters. But I know about that. They have to do what they have to do for the child. But that child, like, it's so much a different thing out here. We didn't just sit down and we cheer home and ball. We should have done that. But we should have done that. And we don't think about people in general. We don't think about children. We don't think about life. We are not thinking. We're not thinking. We fully don't imagine that.
Don't say that, boy. Don't say that. I can't understand how some of the young people don't say that, boy. I fully done. Where is that?
When somebody calls you done, you want to fight. Your mother never telling you about study your work. You want to go up to be a done now. No, you go. When I fully done, you know that's too long. We don't understand that word. The word.
Well, brother, I know we just went a little minute over the time, and seeing that is the case, next week I wanted to invite you again that we had this discussion because I realized like there are plenty inside here. You understand? And there are people that need to hear this. And it's talk where we just sit down and talk on the block, eh?
Yeah.
But it worth more than just saying down and talk on the block. It worth more than just you saying something and like it just going off into thin air. Because it's a different culture that we have in here in Trinidad and Tobago. And what we are doing here, it might be much to certain people because we live in it. But there are others that not getting this guidance, not hearing what people like me and you will be talking about. You understand? So we want to encourage this kind of public discussion continually. And you see we're talking about children. I feel next week the next topic should be on children, brother.
Yeah, man.
We should talk about this thing with children because we would have known that 2,800 children would have leave the school system, a subject that they're not talking about.
Okay.
So I don't know what you want to say in closing, but I go give you that chance. And next week I know I book it one time.
But once I am available next week, Sunday, my brother, there is no problem.
All right. No issue.
Right. And in closing, I would just like to say, Trinidad and Tobago, that we live in love. That all we have is we. All we have is we. Because if you think about it, if we was to go to war now, who could we call on? Let me live in love now. We're too small for that show business, man. Come on, we go empty the place. All right? Let me make it safe for the future and the children. Respect and manner.
Well, people, this is the Workers' Rights Human Rights platform. And we urge all of you to, subscribe to the channel. Or you have an issue that or you like us to talk about, or you do what others do. Call me. Get in contact with one of our representatives. Any problem, any issue or you have on the job site, we have a registered union, we have a registered movement. We handle all that issue. And with that, people, thanks for listening. And thanks for looking into this program. I know this go change your life. And with that, people, we out.